You think I had an exit interview with James Harrison? Hi, James. Hi, Coach. We'll get to some of that. James is a unique animal, an animal that we got a lot of respect for and enjoy. I'm sure we'll have time to have those conversations formally and informally.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Steelers.com Live, presented by Xbox One. Xbox One bringing fantasy football to your TV. I'm Missy Matthews, joined today by Mike Prisuta and Craig Wolfley. We're all kind of chuckling. Even the second time around, that's pretty funny.
Yeah. Nice to see him getting a laugh or two in. Hasn't been a lot of that around here the last couple of days. But the thought of an exit interview with James Harrison is indeed humorous.
What would you say?
Really? Just what he said. Hi, James. Hi, Coach.
I feel like he would just stare at you.
Well, he probably would, I mean, that's just the nature of Debo, and you'll just sit there and just, well, that was good. All right, thank you.
Good talk.
Yeah, good talk.
Did either of you guys get exit interviews, or are you safe to come back?
I haven't been told I'm exiting. No. Do you know something I don't?
No. Well, I don't know. It's not up to me. Sorry.
I'm always the last to know, right?
Yeah, that's it, Yes,
well,
indeed.
it's just the last show of recapping the 2015 season. You'll both be back. Sorry to inform you.
That's good by me. I need a place to go.
All right, so what exactly happens in an exit interview? Coach Tomlin holding his final press conference of the 2015-2016 season. He kind of explained it to us today.
It depends on the player, but there are multiple exit interviews. I require all our guys to exit with their position coaches. I meet with people individually. That's just how I prefer to do it. One-on-one gives us the opportunity to speak in truth and assess what happened, and equally as important, kind of just lay the beginning stages of what has to transpire for that individual that I'm talking to as we begin 16 from my perspective.
And the guys, there is kind of just like a legit sign-up sheet. They pick their days, the times when they want to meet. And I think a lot of guys trying to get it done this week before they go off to someplace warm, maybe go back home and kind of rest before they start getting ready for next season.
No, there's no question about it. I mean, you've got to get it done. It's probably by seniority. The veterans will take the most optimum times,
Not
and then
Fridays.
Yeah, exactly. And then the rookies have to fill in, and the younger guys have to fill in around all the vets. So that's the way it'll be handled.
What did you go through exit interviews? What were they like for you?
I'm trying to remember. We didn't have them with Coach Knoll when I ended up in Minnesota. Yeah, he was just see ya. It was that's the way it was. And then
he didn't want to get in touch with your feelings or anything like that.
No, he didn't. You know what? He didn't care about the inner child, the inner idiot, whatever it was. But in Minnesota, they started to have it. Yeah, I'll see you there. That's about it.
I just all this exit interview talk's making me a little uncomfortable. I got to be honest with you.
Why?
I just feel like there's something that you're not telling me.
No, I was just kidding.
Okay.
I was just being sarcastic. You're okay.
It's not even on the sheet here.
Insert sarcasm here.
Yeah.
No, you're good. Trust me. We're going to make you actually finish this entire show so you can't leave.
Okay.
So, all right. So also happening today, Coach's press conference. I thought the one thing, he really took a lot of time, and I don't really remember last year's. I probably should have went back and rewatched it or listened, but he was really thanking everybody for their efforts. Went down the line from ownership to trainers to strength and conditioning coaches, and I think just kind of really thought this was the year everybody put a full force to try to get to that championship. I don't know if you guys got that vibe.
Oh, I did. I think he's in a little bit of an uncomfortable position because personally, as a guy that just reports on this stuff and just watched it all year, I think this was a phenomenal season for the Steelers. You can't look at it without the context of how many injuries there were and how difficult it was at times and all the stuff they had to overcome. And yeah, they lost to Denver in the second round. That game was winnable. They were leading it in the fourth quarter. To get as far as they did, given all they had to face, I think they did a phenomenal job, everybody involved. But as the head coach of a franchise that claims that the Super Bowl is the goal every year and it's Super Bowl or bust, you can't really acknowledge that. And I think that's one of the reasons if you listen to Mike Tomlin after the game in Denver, he didn't want to hear about effort and he didn't want to hear about overcoming adversity. He said that stuff's irrelevant to us. And you know what? That's what he's got to say because he's the head coach, but it's not irrelevant to everybody else. And if you're a fan of this team, yeah, I can understand you're disappointed in the outcome of the game, but if you're disappointed in how this team performed from July through Sunday afternoon, then I think your standard's just a little bit too high.
No, it's truly what you said, Mike. Everything is right on. Look, for Mike, for Mike as a head coach, he's the guy everybody looks for. Looks to get their marching orders, fall in line, and so forth. And if Mike makes it, oh yeah, the injuries really sank us, then everyone starts to accept that, and you can't. And so from the head guy, it's all about he sets the pace, he sets the tone, and then the people fall in line and get the job done. And that's the way it is. It's the way it's always been.
I think after the game, even what he was saying, but even just his voice. Usually he's this loud, booming guy. You kind of felt it as well.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have been doing this a while, as I have. This was a different year, right?
Yeah,
especially
you just had that feeling.
Had a different feel. And Monday in that locker room, talking to Heath Miller, and he said, boy, I thought we had a legit chance. They really bought into that next man up stuff. It wasn't just something you write on the wall and something you say at a press conference. They believed it. And Heath Miller said he thought they could beat anybody, anywhere, anytime with anybody in our uniform. They became a close team because of the adversity. I think they all sensed that, and I think that's the disappointing part. Maybe not, they wanted to win, but they also wanted to keep going because they were on to something. They had that intangible something that makes a good team great and a great team special. And great job by all involved. I have no criticisms, no complaints. Bring on next year.
The mojo was strong.
Wolf was getting. I could just.
It was,
see it.
right?
It was, absolutely.
You
could sense it. They sensed it. They were all in on it. When you had a ball, hands on deck, who have a strong core belief, just like what you heard Heath Miller talking about. You get that all-consuming run, that momentum that takes you forward, and you had a train. It becomes a train, and momentum gets running. But when it halts, if it's short of the Super Bowl and the Super Bowl win, it's quite a letdown for the guys.
All right, well, no shocker here today. Coach Tomlin was also asked once again if he could kind of describe the 2015 season to him, and here's what he had to say.
I'm disappointed, and that's just an honest answer. I think we all are. We appreciate the support that we get from others, the acknowledgement of the fight and all of that, but we go into the journey with that understanding that it's going to be difficult, that it's going to be a fight, that a fight is going to be required. We appreciate the support, but at the same time, when we said to be world champion was our goal, we meant it. And it's not us this year, so there's disappointment associated with that.
And same thing he said after the game on Sunday in Denver. And Mike, to go back to your point, they do say it every year, not just Coach Tomlin, the players, that the goal is the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and that's great. But they also understand that it doesn't happen every year. In fact, it happens very infrequently. That's why there's a big parade after it does happen, because it's a special thing. If you look at it in terms of the result, yeah, there's disappointment that they are not going to be hoisting another Lombardi. But I think what teams can control is their preparation, their effort, and the way they go about trying to win. And I think the Steelers get full marks in all those categories. The Denver Broncos do too. And the Denver Broncos won a 7-point game. It's not easy to do. It's not all about one team. And if Team A does everything it's supposed to, it's going to win, and Team B is going to lose no matter what. What did Bubby Brister used to say, Wolf? The other guys are on scholarship too. And when you get to the Final 8, you get a great challenge and you get a great game, and you don't always win it. But the way they went about it, and I still go back to the Fitz-Toussaint thing in Cincinnati. I can remember Ben Roethlisberger talking before that game.